Here now with more reaction to Donald Trump's win in Indiana tonight, and now being the presumptive Republican nominee, former 2016 Republican presidential candidate, former Louisiana Governor Bobby Jindal. Governor, good to see you.
Sean, thank you for having me back. Great to be on the air with you.
You know, when I mention the deep bench, I do mention you. I do mention Rick Scott in Florida. I do mention Nikki Haley. I do mention Rick Perry and John Kasich and Scott Walker, the governors, and then, of course, Marco Rubio, and then maybe people outside of politics. Ted Cruz, obviously, a big part of that list. People like Rudy Giuliani, Newt Gingrich, who we had on. Do you think it's possible to unite a dream team to run against Hillary and win and save the country from the mess it's in?
Absolutely, Sean. I'd say this. I know a lot of my friends are in the never Trump camp, and I understand that. Look, I was very critical of Donald Trump, but we need to be honest with ourselves. Today, we've got two choices. It is either Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton. Look, it's a free country. People get to vote for whoever they want, and that's great. I'm not telling anybody they have to vote the way I'm going to vote. But I think anybody that says they cannot support Donald Trump needs to understand one of the consequences is that will make it easier for Hillary Clinton to win. And
I think that's interesting.
I don't think that we can accept that as a country.
And you really got to look back here. And even in Indiana, I mean, every step of the way, it seems that groups of people threw every single thing that they had against this guy, and he was able to overcome it. What does that tell you about him, and has your opinion of him evolved somewhat throughout this campaign?
Well, look, I'd say a couple of things. Clearly, you've got to give Donald Trump credit. He tapped into people's resentment. The more that people criticize him, the stronger he got. I thought it was foolish for the establishment, the mainstream media, the Republican leadership try to go after him because it just made him stronger the way that they attacked him. Sean, look, I'm going to be honest. It would be, false for me to simply sit here and say all of a sudden I think that overnight he has become this great conservative or that I take back everything I've said about him. I'm still critical of him, but I think he's better than Hillary Clinton. I think under Donald Trump, we have a chance to get rid of Obamacare. Under Hillary Clinton, we've got no chance. I think under Donald Trump, we have a chance to get a conservative on the Supreme Court. Under Hillary Clinton, we've got no chance. And we've got a Supreme Court that's evenly divided on religious liberty. That could be evenly divided on our Second Amendment rights.
He said he's going to list the names of the people, the only people that he would put under consideration for openings on the court, so people will know before Election Day who those people are, right?
I think that's great, and I think the more that he, for example, says these are the kinds of people he wanted to be his Secretary of Defense, obviously he'll name his Vice President, but some of the other key appointments, I think it would give people a lot more confidence. And look, it may take a while for people to coalesce and unify behind him. I understand that people are going to take some time. I thought he was gracious tonight. I thought, he complimented Senator Cruz. I will say this about Senator Cruz. Look, it seems to me he paid the cannibals to eat him last, and what I mean by that is he was praising Donald Trump all the way up through December, only then started attacking him more recently. I think it was too little, too late, but I think it was ironic. He was, of all the 17 running, he was the one that was most complimentary about Donald Trump for the longest.
If Donald Trump calls Bobby Jindal and say, hey, I really like what you did as governor of Louisiana, would you come work for me, your answer?
Look, I'm not looking for a job in the Trump administration. I'm going to support him. I'm going to vote for him.
If he called if asked you to serve and it was a position you thought you could help in, let me ask the question that way.
Look, again, he's not going to call me and serve. Sean, after some of the things I've said, he's not going to call me and offer me a job.
No, I don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. The phone will ring right after this interview.
I'm not looking. I don't want a job in the next administration, but I am going to support him. I am going to vote for him, and I would encourage all those conservatives and Republicans out there. We've had now it's almost 8 awful years under President Obama. We can't afford 4 more years under Hillary Clinton. If you want to see this country become even more dependent on government, more in debt, then go and vote for Hillary Clinton. Otherwise, it's binary now. It's Trump or Clinton. My vote's for Trump.
Bobby Jindal, Governor, thank you. Appreciate it.